Las Vegas Strip provides a glittering backdrop. To the drivers at Gene Wood's racing experience, the blinking lights are all a blur. Behind the wheel of the high-performance karts, you'll zip around the half-mile track at speeds faster than other standard racing karts' top speeds. Drivers learn to commandeer the speedy karts through an instructional video before they are let loose onto the curving track for 10 heart-pounding laps. We are located at 121 East Sunset Boulevard in Las Vegas, Nevada.
You know what? It's time to go racing. Let's get her done!
Hi, I'm Daylin Woods. Welcome to Woods Family Sandwiches. I've always had a passion for food. When I lived in England, I owned my own restaurant. Then when we moved back to the United States, an opportunity came to open a sandwich shop, and I just wanted to get back into it. We have here at Woods Family Sandwiches wraps as well as salads and soups. We offer only the finest ingredients to our customers. We have boar's head meats and cheeses. We have fresh bread, fresh produce, great soups daily that we prepare for our customers, kosher whole pickles, Deep River Kettle One chips. We have a variety of wraps, or you can make any sub a wrap, any sub a salad. Come on in for our daily specials. We are located at 9.
Here Las Vegas and all of our friends viewing from outside of Las Vegas. I'm Jason LeDuc. It is the fourth Thursday of the month. This is where I take over from Michelle Davis for the Geeks Are Sexy show, and we talk about business and success. We bring on great business owners from Las Vegas and beyond, talk about the lessons they've learned and how they've learned to be successful with their businesses here in Las Vegas. So welcome. Thank you for joining us in 2019, and please stick with us through 2019. Our first guest today is Lindsay Parker. She is the owner of We Do Shots, and this is a really incredible idea. I don't know why anybody hasn't thought of this before. Lindsay and her team are photographers, and they do headshots, but they have a truck and they bring the truck to you. So if you're a business owner and you need to get headshots for your executives or your team, Lindsay comes right to you and does it. Doesn't need to set anything up in your place. You don't need to go anywhere. They come to you and they do it right in their truck. We're going to talk about the truck in a little bit. But Lindsay is passionate about taking an old process and finding ways to enhance it. And this is where We Do Shots comes in. And that's exactly what she's done. They take those professional headshots for you and they bring it right to you. So Lindsay, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here today. So, mobile headshots in a truck. How did all of this come about?
Yeah, so like you said, I mean, it's new to Las Vegas, but basically the idea came to me from my previous employer. I was an office manager, and one of the many tasks that I had was to hire a photographer to come in and take company headshots. Never doing this before. I didn't really know what I was getting into with that, but I'm, so I embark on this idea, and I get the photographer in there. They set up in our conference room and ended up taking quite a while for them to set up, but even more importantly, it took my entire day to help them. So I didn't realize that was something I would be facilitating when I took that task on, but it was. And then, yeah, I mean, there are certain costs associated with that and just the time. So anyways, I come home from work that day, and I'm talking to my husband, who happens to be a photographer, and I, explain my entire day to him, and I simply say, I'm like, there has to be a better way to do this. Why can't somebody just pull up to my office building, take the pictures, and be on their way? And, we sort of let that idea stew for a while, and we decided, like, we could do this. We could be those people who create this process. I mean, clearly there is a need for it, and we just thought, we could be the ones to do it.
Well, and I think you are the ones doing it,
Yeah.
because I don't know of anybody else doing it. And if they're out there, it doesn't sound like they're doing it quite as good as you are. But also, you put this together really quickly. When did you start talking about this?
So we really started thinking about this seriously in like June or July of last year. Was actually when this task was given to me. And I mean, from the day that I came home,
The task was given to you by you.
Yes, by me. And basically we ran with it. So from July till now, but we didn't actually launch until the beginning of December of last year. So we're really new, but you know, like I said, I feel like it's so much more than just taking pictures. It's about giving you know, our customers a different experience. Getting a headshot should be exciting and fun. It represents your business, and so having, you know, my business background, but also my office manager background, I kind of was able to see both sides. So I know how much work goes into behind the scenes and getting ready for the headshots, but I also know what it's like to be the customer getting one.
Yeah, the last thing you want is if you're a business owner or you're the person who's got to get the headshot and you're waiting for your turn, the last thing you want is this to be a drag, because you've got other things you're thinking about, and you might be enthusiastic about it when you show up, but if you've got to wait 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 45 minutes, it can be a real drag, and that'll bring your energy down, and that'll affect the outcome of those. It'll affect what the pictures look like.
Oh, absolutely.
So you had the idea in the July-ish time frame, June, July, but didn't start taking pictures until December. So tell us about the challenges that you had to overcome to go from July to December.
Sure. So really there were two main challenges. The first one is, you know, taking the leap of faith, and, you know, leaving some of the security and the comforts of having, you know, a 9-to-5 behind. We decided, you know, early on that if we were going to do this, we were going to 100% do this. And, you know, you can't just decide you want to try something like this. It's completely new, like you said, to the area. It's new to the industry. It's very disruptive. And so for us, we needed to be 100% from the beginning. That was very scary.
This is a hard one to do as a side hustle.
Yes, this cannot be, not if you want to do well.
Yeah.
You can, absolutely, but I think you're going to see that your success is limited by the amount of time you put in. So that was definitely a challenge, just, you know, getting ready to take the plunge and go for it. But I think the second obstacle we faced was figuring out, you know, what the heck do we do to get this truck together to actually be a photo studio. We knew right away the type of truck we wanted, but it was like figuring out just some of the details, you know, how large should it be, how many people are we trying to accommodate inside, and then of course, for us, luckily, my husband being a photographer, he knew the equipment we would need.
Okay.
So that part was not a challenge. It was just the truck in itself.
Okay.
How do you get the lighting to work, and, you know, air conditioning, and, you know, we live in Las Vegas, so that's a factor. There was a lot.
Anytime you're trying to take something that's fixed and make it mobile, it's not as simple as just throwing a bunch of stuff in the back of a truck.
Definitely not.
But we've got some pictures of your truck.
Yes.
So Nick, let's see if we can put up a picture of the exterior of the truck. And I don't know if we'll be able to see that on. Oh, we can see it on the monitors. So this is the exterior of the truck. So tell us what kind of truck it is.
Yeah.
And where you found it, because that's an interesting story as well.
Yeah. So it's a Ford Transit, and basically the way these particular trucks work is you can actually pick the type of back end that you want it to be. So you'll see a lot of like plumbers have these similar trucks. It's also more commonly a FedEx truck was the model we chose, because it actually has two access to the truck on two sides, and that was really important to us for functionality reasons. But then the other picture that we have is of the inside of the truck, and so this perspective is kind of fun, because this is what you're looking at when you walk into the truck. So you walk up the stairs, there's a little waiting area to the right, to the left there's a little prep station, and if you keep walking further, you can see we've got our little mini fridge with lots of drinks, because again, we know it's hot, and then our different backgrounds, and we have quite a few to choose from, so we can do more traditional photos, we can also do more fun photos, but yeah, that's an idea of what that looks like. And then this perspective is if you're the person getting your picture taken.
Yep.
And one of the things I like to point out is that monitor that you see that has our little logo on it, that actually shows you your picture in real time.
Okay.
So that's one of the things that we do very differently from other photography studios, is that you see in real time what your picture looks like. So you know immediately, am I having a good hair day? Is my, you know, shirt buttoned correctly?
Do I need
is my
to sit up a little straighter, maybe suck it in like I have to do when I get a picture taken?
Exactly. So there's no surprise. You don't have to wait that 2 weeks to determine whether or not that picture worked for you. You know immediately.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So you guys, when you take headshots, you have a couple different kind of headshots you take for people. Tell us about those and why that's important that you have different kinds of headshots if you're a professional.
Sure. So yeah, we have different types of backgrounds that I think really cater to the different type of industries that require headshots. I think a lot of times people get stuck in this sort of old school idea that a headshot has to be, you know, suit and tie and professional. And that's just not always the case. A lot of times I feel, especially with social media nowadays, you want to represent yourself as professional as possible, but that's applicable to your business. So for example, if you own a flower shop, I would not expect the owner of a flower shop to be in a suit and tie. I think it would be great if the owner of a flower shop was wearing maybe a denim shirt, or maybe, you know, something that was cuffed, or, you know, so we can work with that. And so it can be, like I said, it's professional and there's still really high quality photos, but they can be done in a way that's not as, like, I call it stiff. It's not as stiff. It's a lot more fun, and the backgrounds are great, and so you'll stand out, and that's the whole point.
So there's two pieces really. Is there's a concept that you agree upon with the client before you do the shots, and then there's the nuts and bolts photography, which you guys also do very, very well.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yes.
So what is coming up for We Do Shots in 2019?
Sure. So one of the things we're really excited about is, you know, we are trying to just get out in the community, sort of share what we're all about, and find ways to change the way people view headshots. It's not something that you need to get once every 3 years. It's something you should update every year and have a more fun headshot, a more classical sort of professional style headshot, but again, they're all great quality. So what you'll see from us is a lot of just advertising. You'll see us on the road a lot. We're constantly driving back and forth. I swear it's like from one side of the strip to the other. But also joining a lot of some of the trade shows and conventions that are happening. You'll see us, we're a vendor in quite a few already starting this year, right in January, and we have one in February, we have one in March, so you'll continue to see us with that.
Well, and if you want them to come to your event, I'm sure that's something that you could work out with them, right?
Absolutely, we're very interested in that. So if that's anything, if what we do seems like something that would work well with your, you know, just your network of clients or customers, we'd be happy to help.
Awesome. So who are you looking to connect with in 2019 to grow your business?
So we're looking to connect with anybody who's looking to enhance their professional image. And again, that could be whatever it is for your business. So if you're a real estate agent, insurance provider, an accountant, a lawyer, you know, something in those classical areas, absolutely we're happy to help you. But what we're really looking to do is sort of challenge this idea of what a headshot should be. So anybody who's looking to just sort of revamp their current one, or create or get a new one for the first time, that's what we're looking for. Awesome.
Awesome. And how can our audience reach you if they want to get their headshots done?
Yeah, so we have Facebook, so Facebook/ We Do Shots. We're on Instagram, so you can follow us at We Do Shots. And of course our website, that's the best place to go. We have videos of the truck. It's actually how you can book an appointment with us if you're interested. It's WeDoShots.com.
All right, so go to WeDoShots.com. Not right now. We have 2 more guests in a panel discussion coming up. So later on, go to WeDoShots.com. Get Lindsay and her husband to come work with you on a concept for the right headshot for you, and have them come right to you and do the headshots right in their very comfortable truck. So, all right, thank you for being here. We're going to be right back with Sarah Binger from Dream Builder Bookkeeper. Stay right here. This is Geeks Are Sexy.
Gene Woods Racing Experience, named for the racing veteran and 3-time champion, packs big racing action into extremely fast, high-performance karts that let you battle the other competitors side by side, just inches off the ground. Though the Las Vegas Strip provides a glittering backdrop, to the drivers at Gene Woods Racing Experience, the blinking lights are all a blur. Behind the wheel of the high-performance karts, you'll zip around the half-mile track at speeds faster than other standard racing karts' top speeds. Drivers learn to commandeer the speedy karts through an instructional video before they are let loose onto the curving track for 10 heart-pounding laps. We are located at 121 East Sunset Boulevard in Las Vegas, Nevada.
You know what? It's time to go racing. Let's get her done!
Hi, I'm Daylin Woods. Welcome to Woods Family Sandwiches. I've always had a passion for food. When I lived in England, I owned my own restaurant. Then when we moved back to the United States, an opportunity came to open a sandwich shop, and I just wanted to get back into it. We have here at Woods Family Sandwiches wraps as well as salads and soups. We offer only the finest ingredients to our customers. We have Boar's Head meats and cheeses. We have fresh bread, fresh produce, great soups daily that we prepare for our customers, kosher whole pickles, Deep River Kettle One chips. We have a variety of wraps, or you can make any sub a wrap, any sub a salad. Come on in for our daily specials. We are located at 931 American Pacific, number 106, Henderson, or call us for your deliveries or pickups at 702-826-2230. Here at Woods Family Sandwiches, we're family owned and operated.
We are looking forward to seeing you.
Welcome back to Geeks Are Sexy. I am Jason LeDuc, taking over for Michelle Davis on the fourth Thursday of the month. We're here with Sarah Binger. She's our next guest from Dream Builder Bookkeeper. And Sarah's mission is to help small and medium-sized business owners make the world a better place for their customers, loved ones, themselves by offering cloud-based digital bookkeeping services. But she's also a money coach who helps you figure out how your financial decisions impact your business, your family, and those that you care about. So it's not just give me your receipts and I'll do your bookkeeping. It's how can we make you successful? How can we help you understand that how to make the choices that are going to meet your priorities with your business, your family, your friends, and your loved ones. So welcome, Sarah. Thank you for being here today.
Well, thank you for inviting me. I appreciate it.
It's a pleasure. So you're relatively new to Las Vegas, maybe 8 months now?
A little over a year, actually.
A little over a year?
Yeah.
Goes by so fast. So how did you come to be here in Vegas, and how did you get involved with doing this kind of bookkeeping?
Funny story. So I actually had a job with a nonprofit doing some marketing with them, and that did not pan out the way I wanted it to, and so I called up a college roommate of mine from 1,000 years ago and said, hey, this is your chance to tell me I can't live with you if I show up at your doorstep, which I did. And so I took about 3 months to road trip out here, just give myself some time and space, and came out, and now I'm in Vegas, hit the ground running, and really like it. Vegas is
great,
growing on me. Yeah.
It's great. We had a couple really cold days a couple days ago, but today is like perfect January Vegas weather. This is like sit by the pool and call all your friends. Like I call my friends who are back in Boston and like, what do you do? What are you doing? I'm sitting by the pool, and they grumble something about shoveling snow and they hate me, and then next year I do it all over again. So,
absolutely.
So what are some of the standard bookkeeping services you offer, and what are the common things you're helping business owners with?
So what I tend to do on a monthly basis is reconcile the books. So look at their bank statements, look at their credit card statements. I'm helping to make sure that everything is going into the right buckets or accounts, and making sure that things are compliant, but also in an organized fashion so that they can take a look at their finances, understand where they are as a business, and know where to go and how to grow from where they are from a financial standpoint. So that's what I like to do. One of the things that kind of differentiates me from a lot of bookkeepers is that I do sit down with my clients once a month, whether that's through a video call or phone call or in person, and actually say, hey, here are your financial reports. Let's talk about them. What do you understand? What don't you understand? What questions? And then, hey, what are your business goals? Where do you want to go from here?
Cool. Yeah, because financial statements, financial reports can be very counterintuitive if you aren't really trained to
lines and numbers.
But if you're not trained to understand what certain things mean, it can be really counterintuitive, right? So what are some of those things with those financial statements? How do you help people interpret those? Or put another way, are there common things you find with business owners that you need to educate them on?
So sometimes I see things where, because I have a kind of a coaching background, actually I'm a certified life coach as well, so one of the things that I like to do is say, hey, you've got a lot of expenses in this area. Is that normal for your industry? Or sometimes I know if it's normal for the industry, and I can say, maybe we should take a look at this. Maybe there's ways that you can pare back, save a little bit of money. There's other things that I can do, look at the income and say, hey, this avenue of income is a great avenue stream for you. Why don't we focus more on that? As if, you know, I like to be invested in people's business.
We as in the I'm going to have the idea and you're going to go do the work.
Yeah, that it's your business, so you can take ownership of that as you wish, and take some of those ideas, and it basically gives you a playground to say, hey, now is the time for me to vision out. Because most of the time we're just so stuck in the moment by moment, oh gosh, I got to do this email, and I got to put this presentation together, and I got to fix this person's thing, or whatever it is that you do as a business. And we don't take the time to actually look at, how do I want to grow my business? Who do I want to be in my business?
Yeah, that all requires really strategic thinking, and one, strategic thinking is a skill that needs to be developed over time. It's not something most people start their business and come pre-programmed with, unless they're very fortunate. But it's also learning, developing that strategy, looking at your numbers and using your numbers to inform that strategy. And that's really where it sounds like you're helping people with is, well, I've got some ideas on how you can adjust your strategy or even develop one, because I see the same thing. A lot of business owners get into this is the day-to-day. I'm out there, I'm doing sales, I'm delivering product, I'm doing customer service, I'm doing all the things that are very important that business owners and businesses have to do.
Yeah. But
it's hard to grow without some strategic thought about what can I do better or different.
Definitely.
In order to make things change.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that one of the things that I like to do is the bookkeeping has a very concrete side to it. Here's the number, here's the receipt, put it together, all of that. But then there's the coaching side that I like to marry the two together to say, here's the finances, but where's your vision and how can we put the two together?
Now, when people come to you to be a client, do they come to you for the coaching, or is that something they come to appreciate later on?
They come to appreciate that later on.
I am what I figured.
Primarily and first and foremost a bookkeeper, but because I have this other background, I wanted to bring that in and have a side to my business that goes with that. I'm not a coach. I am not a person who is going to tell you what to do and you do A, B, and C. I am someone who's going to give you questions, suggestions, and ideas, and then you can take the bull by the horns and do what you wish with it.
As someone who does coaching myself, how do you... I'm trying to think how to phrase this without offending the entire audience. How do you
gracious to him?
How do you convince your clients aren't coming to you for the extra? Are they receptive to that, or does that, how do you get them over saying, look, I just want to have a conversation, right? How do you get them to appreciate that conversation?
Well, I think that humans in general and in our society, we so often don't get the opportunity to be heard. And that's one thing that I hear a lot from my clients, as well as even people who don't eventually hire me. That they say, hey, you listened, you heard me. It was like I was important. And that's just not something that's real common in today's society anywhere. And so I think that when I say, hey, yeah, you want a bookkeeper, great, let's talk. And then I sit down with you and I actually say, well, where do you want to go with your business? Tell me about your vision for this, or tell me where you want to go. Then they're like sold on that idea and I can move in that direction. But when we first start out, it's a lot more of the basic bookkeeping, because A, I gotta learn your business, B, you gotta get to trust me too.
Yeah, I think that's great advice, that advice about listening and asking those questions of where do you want to take your business. I think that's great advice no matter what your business is. If you're doing B2B sales, unless your product is really cut and dried and everybody wants it right now, if you're providing a service, that's probably a really great place to start no matter what your business is where do you, my client, want to take your business? So now you also help people. Business owners can often be really good at the business side of finance, but they aren't always great on the personal side of finance. So tell us a little bit about that and how you help.
So I am working through a certification process right now called the Money Guide, and it is kind of like a money coach. I think that might actually be trademarked already, so I call it Money Guide. And it is a service that it's a coaching service, and it's a program that you can go through, a 90-day program that clients can go through. It's geared towards business-oriented people, business owners. It doesn't have to be just that, but really it's to take control of your personal finances, because there's a lot of people, and this is something I hear, a story I heard from a CPA, came out of college with an accounting degree, got the CPA exam, aced the whole thing, ended up $500,000 in debt. And he was like, I know better than this. But yet, he needed that personal guide to help him through the process to get him out of debt, and or to get your expenses under control, or to even look, hey, how do I spend my money? What is my relationship with money? And that's kind of what the money guide is.
Okay, cool. So it sounds like you help people. Well, one, we could do a whole couple of hours talk on people's relationship with money and the different kinds of relationships that are out there with money. But just that, how to help people set their priorities, right? What's important? If being $500,000 in debt isn't something that bothers you, that's great. But if it's a priority to get that debt down, there's ways that you can help.
Debt can be so stressful to people, and that we know that just degrades well-being and healthy relationships with other people. And so, hey, if we can help with that, why not?
Yeah, absolutely. So who are you looking to connect with in 2019?
Good question, Jason. I absolutely would love to connect. This is a little bit of a surprise, but nonprofit organizations, they also need accounting and bookkeeping just as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
I would love to work with nonprofits, but again, just small and medium-sized business owners, people who are looking to give value back to the community. They don't have to be nonprofits, but people who are looking to make the world a better place, but then also who see the value of taking control of their finances personally, professionally, and looking forward to seeing that value grow.
Okay, so all you evil businesses, you need not apply. But if you're not an evil business and you're looking for accounting, bookkeeping, or money help, talk to Sarah. And how can our audience connect with you if they're not evil?
If you're not evil, connect with me. Or if you just want to recover from being evil, just kidding. What's the best way to connect with me? You can go to my website.
That's a pretty good one.
dreambuilderbookkeeper.com. Should I give my phone number? Can I give that out?
You can do whatever you want. This is the internet.
Hey, this is the internet. My phone number's on the website anyways, 541-525-0380, or there's a connect form through the website as well, dreambuilderbookkeeper.com, where you build the dream and I'll keep the books.
Oh, good tagline. So, all right, well, thank you for being here today, Sarah. We're going to have you back in just a little bit for our panel discussion. Awesome. And all of you, thank you for being here. Stick with us. We have Sean Willis coming up next from 5 a.m. Global. Stay here.
Gene Woods Racing Experience, named for the racing veteran and 3-time champion, packs big racing action into extremely fast, high-performance karts that let you battle the other competitors side by side, just inches off the ground. Though the Las Vegas Strip provides a glittering backdrop, to the drivers at Gene Woods Racing Experience, the blinking lights are all a blur. Behind the wheel of the high-performance karts, you'll zip around the half-mile track at speeds faster than other standard racing karts' top speeds. Drivers learn to commandeer the speedy karts through an instructional video before they are let loose onto the curving track for 10 heart-pounding laps. We are located at 121 East Sunset Boulevard in Las Vegas, Nevada.
You know what? It's time to go racing. Let's get her done!
Hi, I'm Daylin Woods. Welcome to Woods Family Sandwiches. I've always had a passion for food. When I lived in England, I owned my own restaurant. Then when we moved back to the United States, an opportunity came to open a sandwich shop, and I just wanted to get back into it. We have here at Woods Family Sandwiches wraps as well as salads and soups. We offer only the finest ingredients to our customers. We have boar's head meats and cheeses. We have fresh bread, fresh produce, great soups daily that we prepare for our customers, kosher whole pickles, Deep River Kettle One chips. We have a variety of wraps, or you can make any sub a wrap, any sub a salad. Come on in for our daily specials. We are located at 931 American Pacific, number 106, Henderson, or call us for your deliveries or pickups at 702-826-2230. Here at Woods Family Sandwiches, we're family owned and operated.
We are looking forward to seeing you.
Welcome back to Geeks Are Sexy. I'm Jason LeDuc from Evil Genius Leadership Consultants. We have another guest who's a great business owner from the Las Vegas area. We try to bring you their great stories and lessons they've learned to help you with your business, or even just to be successful in your personal life by learning from some of the greats here in Las Vegas. Our next guest, or our current guest sitting here with me, Sean Willish is an accomplished senior executive entrepreneur and board member with nearly 30 years of success in marketing and business development. As CEO and senior VP of Business Development for 5AM Global, Sean leads a team to create and execute branding, sales, promotional, digital events, and social media strategies. We talked a little about strategy in our last segment, how important it is. Strategies to help maximize profitability for B2B and B2C corporations. Sean, welcome and thank you for being here today. It's so great. This is really special. Sean is only the second person we've ever come back as a repeat guest. So this is a huge deal that we've brought her back today, and you'll find out exactly why we brought her back.
Thank you,
so
Jason.
This is really special. You were here about a year ago with a different company.
Yes.
But now you have a new business.
Yes.
And that's what you're here to tell us about today.
Yes,
So
yes.
Tell us all about it.
Well, and it is a new company. We went through what we call executive transitions. I had a separation with my business partner. Some of our philosophies just grew differently, and that is not uncommon. And great experience. We have nothing but positive things to say, because with each ending, there is usually a great beginning.
We hope.
We hope. And that's also if you do accept that. If you accept the fact that things are not always permanent, and change is good. Change is really good. So you take a moment, you learn, you are able to assess the situations. You're also able to hold some things accountable, adapt, and then you move on. You move onward. And I always say you move onward positively and productively. We had a company before, and it's the same industry. I'm still in marketing. That has been my background for 30 years. So marketing, we had a full service marketing company and a publication. The only difference now is we don't have a publication. So we are still full service marketing. I put a lot of concentration on people, process, presentation for profit, and again, it's the same thing. I have a lot of my same team members, which I'm very proud of. It's been a great challenge, but part of that challenge is getting to know and accepting those challenges and working through them.
That's great. So the same team you've all come to know and love, if you know Sean for the most part, but it's a new name, 5AM Global.
5AM Global.
And it is a brand new company. It's not just the old company rebranded, It's a brand new company.
New company.
I want to make sure, I don't want to confuse the issue by what I just said. So, but you ended your business and you started a new one, and that was a little bit of a stressful experience for you.
And I'll tell you what, I'm going to correct the word stressful.
Okay.
It can be stressful, but I think we did a good job because we were honest with ourselves, and I did a wise move. You and I talked about this before, but a lot of times a consultant, a mentor needs a consultant and a mentor. And then one of the biggest things that I did do was I started talking to other business leaders and individuals and other executives who had also gone through a transition, who had also had a loss, a close of a business, and realizing, wow, it is not uncommon, it's not a bad thing, it is a process for growth. And learning that, I had a lot of business owners who are extremely successful right now, and before that success, they had a lot of challenges and a lot of business closings and a lot of what we like to call business divorces.
Yeah, no,
They've
absolutely.
experienced
It's more common than most people think, and I'm looking at you business owners out there in the audience, especially if things are going really well for you right now. There are two types of business owners. There are the business owners who have gone through a major transition like this, having to close a company, having to split a company up, sometimes even worse. And then there are those who will.
Yes.
So unless you are the percent of a percent who have everything firing on all cylinders all the time, there are those of us who've been through it, and there are those of us who will. So, and
that's common. That's exactly what these business leaders, who I spoke with, they said, great, congratulations.
Yeah.
You have now been promoted to the great life of business. So now I don't go through that again, and you just keep moving forward.
Yeah, absolutely. So tell us a little bit about what you learned. I mean, you've told us a little bit about what you've learned, but tell us, what are some of the other lessons you learned about going through such a, let's be honest, a major life transition?
That's exactly what it is. So it could have been stressful, but it was a major life transition. And one of the things that I learned is to stop, take a moment. Most important thing to do when you go through any transition, when you have a challenge, is to stop and breathe.
Absolutely.
So one of the, I call wise business people who I went to, I talked to you, I talked to a lot of others, but I did speak to a person who had said to me, let the cake bake. So when you're going through those life transitions, you want things to happen now. You want the change. You want it to just be over so you can move onward. And that was where I was struggled with. It wasn't stressful because I saw the positive outcome, but it was hard because I wanted it to end so I could move onward. And I had a wise person say, let the cake bake. And that made me take some introspection and say, wow, just breathe. And out of that came something that we're working on.
Breathe 2019, which is
2019.
A big event you have coming up in just a few weeks.
Yes.
So tell us about Breathe 2019. You told us a little about
5 a.m. Global.
5 a.m. Global. You told us a little about Breathe 2019 coming out of this Let the Cake Break and Cake Bake.
Let the cake
Having
bake.
a rough day today.
That's okay.
Let the cake bake, and that need to breathe, which we all need every now and then. In fact, should probably do a lot more often. But tell us about why also this particular event to help reinforce that lesson.
When you are a busy leader, executive, business owner, and you do take that moment to just breathe, then you are able to reflect. And when you can reflect, right, you can take in some of the positive things, and you really pay attention to what you learn, and you value your strengths. And one of the things that I feel very confident about is that we did build a company culture on healthy work-life balance.
That's great.
And during the time of talking to other executives and realizing that is a big challenge, your business leaders do not usually have work-life balance for themselves. Therefore, they cannot promote or help support that within their own teams. So breathe, taking a moment to breathe for clarity. Okay, health-wise, there's a lot of situations. But the question is, why can't we have work-life balance? What are the challenges? What are the restrictions? And usually it's something to do with health or it's wealth. Whether it's our ambition or our strive, our greatest goal for financial gain, or if there's a health problem or issues or concerns, usually we struggle with work-life balance. So this is Breathe, Health and Wealth Summit and Expo. We are dedicated to help share stories and help share the secrets of successful work-life balance for our business leaders, so those leaders can also develop that within their team and their company culture. So that's what Breathe Health and Wealth Summit is about.
So it's an event focused on business owners, business leaders, on helping them develop that work-life balance so that they can help mentor and guide their team to have that. Because I saw that a ton in the Air Force, of leaders who would say, you have to take care of yourself, you have to have a work-life balance, you have to take care of your family, spend some time with your family, but they wouldn't do it.
They wouldn't do it.
And that sends a subliminal message that if the boss is there till midnight and not spending time with your family, that there's kind of an unspoken expectation that's what the boss expects from you, whether they really mean that or not. So we're tackling the problem by hitting the leaders with it and giving them good skills and practices and techniques.
Yes.
Great.
Because it's an ongoing challenge. It doesn't, just because you learn it today, you may need reinforcement. So what do they say? There's a saying that says the cobbler goes without shoes. So normally those who push and those who help design it don't do the same things for themselves. So we want to make sure that, yes, the business owners, business leaders, C-suite executives, make sure that those people with high, could be stressful, positions, who are in charge and who have the responsibility of a team, make sure that they do stop and take that moment for themselves. And if they do lead with that. So for example, we are honoring, we have a full day summit. It's from 8:30 to 5:30 on February 20th at UNLV. And we have a preceding VIP reception. During that reception, we are honoring Mary Beth Seawald. She is the CEO and President of Las Vegas Metro Chamber of Commerce. Now we're honoring her 2019 Leadership Award because, first of all, she does great with balancing work-life balance, and she is wonderful to her service professionally and also in the philanthropic world. She does lead a team with positive work-life balance.
She has a big team,
She
too.
has a big team, too. And they work effectively, efficiently, and productively because of this. And the other thing is, we asked our honoree to declare her favorite charity, and she did declare the Nevada Military Support Alliance. And that being her favorite charity, we are making sure that all of the proceeds from the VIP reception are donated to this charity. So we're connecting the dots. Most of our business leaders are philanthropic. Our business leaders have relationship challenges a lot of times, personally and professionally. So we're showing the ways that it does work.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. And you have a monster speaker lineup for this event. So tell us some of the speakers, just a couple of the speakers you're going to have.
A couple? Can I give you more?
You
like
can
a
tell me as
handful?
many as you want.
All
I just don't want to
right,
put you on the
before
spot.
turns out. No problem. So first of all, Steve Shore, who is amazing. I've worked with him before, and Steve Shore is one great in this community. He is our moderator for this event. And like I said, he is amazing. Steve Shore is the moderator for the summit, so we have a full day speaker presentations, panel discussion. We have Carrie Buballs, who is the CEO and president of Vegas Nights. So he's one of our speakers. Brett Lashbrook, amazing. Again, he was very supportive from the beginning. He is our owner of the Las Vegas Lights, our new soccer team. And by the way, we love the Knights. We feel so good when we go to a Knights game, but if you haven't gone out to a Las Vegas Lights game, please do. There's so much fun and so much excitement.
You've got your homework,
we got
audience.
Homework. But I want to tell you too, we have Dre Gardner. Dre Gardner is an amazing yoga instructor with a very great story. I met him 3 years ago, and I said, I hope to one day do something with you. So when this event came out, he was a perfect person to engage, and he's very excited about being a part. We have Shane Jasmine Young.
She's great. She's been on this show.
She has.
Yes.
Well, she's great. Now, from a marketing perspective, I admire her because I can't even give her any advice or any consulting on her branding. It's amazing. But she is a lawyer in town, and she focuses a lot on estate planning. And she's great. She's one of our speakers and panelists. Along with that, we have Dave Levine, who's coming out from California. He's been a long time entrepreneur. He was one of the first people, before you ever heard about Amazon, before there was Uber, and the company who are doing very great without having the inventory. He was the first one who started an internet company based on affiliates and growing not only his market but growing revenue without maintaining inventory, just with relationships and marketing. So I call him a marketing whiz. So he is actually one of our speakers. Then we have Galit Ventura Rosen, an amazing author, speaker, and just one a community. She's a big part of our community and a fantastic speaker. And I have to go more because I have to give you Christoph Wyman. Christoph Wyman is a 5-star customer service specialist, and he does corporate speaking on that. And he's actually our business development partner, so he is one of our speakers. Great, fantastic.
And that is a lineup that.
And we have 18. We have 18
That's
more.
just scratching the surface, and that is a lineup that you will almost never find all at the same event on the same stage in the same day. So if you're interested in any or all of those speakers, where do they go?
Okay, so let's go to www.breathesummit.com. Very easy. Breathesummit.com. And I'm going to share this with you because, yes, it's a great lineup. And all of these busy professionals, busy individuals, are making time to be a part of this summit. That's one great thing. But they have also been able to master work-life balance. So if they can do it, I really do urge all of our other leaders, come out not only to support the event, but come out to learn. You will get valuable information that could only add to your productivity. It's been proven. There's so many studies that show how much happiness and healthiness between your company's team adds to profitability. And let's be honest, whether you're profit or non-profit business, you need revenue. You need funding. You
revenue
have to grow.
Cures everything,
That's right. It cures everything. So let's bring you out.
Okay.
Thank you.
So it's www.breathesummit.com. You can get your tickets to the main event, which is which day?
It's Wednesday, February 20th.
20th, and then the VIP reception is the night before.
The night before,
and
Tuesday.
You can also get your tickets to that
Yes.
at the same place.
Yes.
And how do they reach 5 a.m. Global? If they're interested in getting help from marketing, just like you've done a great job marketing this event you're doing, how can they reach you at 5 a.m. Global?
Thank you. So you can reach out to Shawn, S-H-A-W-N, Shawn at the number 5 a.m., like the morning, 5amglobal.com. And I share one more thing with you. 5 a.m. Global. Consider, because we are an international business, there is a famous quote that says, legends, 5 a.m., legends are either waking up or going to bed at that time.
I haven't heard that.
Yeah.
It's a great quote.
Yes, a great inspiration.
All right, well, thank you so much for being here. Don't go too far, because we're going to have you right back for our panel discussion. You don't go too far. We're going to bring Sarah and Lindsay back. We're going to talk about professionalism and what it means to these women and how we address that in our business lives. So stay right here. Jason LeDuc, this is Geeks Are Sexy. We'll be right back.
Gene Woods Racing Experience, named for the racing veteran and 3-time champion, packs big racing action into extremely fast, high-performance karts that let you battle the other competitors side by side, just inches off the ground. Though the Las Vegas Strip provides a glittering backdrop, to the drivers at Gene Woods Racing Experience, the blinking lights are all a blur. Behind the wheel of the high-performance karts, you'll zip around the half-mile track at speeds faster than other standard racing karts' top speeds. Drivers learn to commandeer the speedy karts through an instructional video before they are let loose onto the curving track for 10 heart-pounding laps. We are located at 121 East Sunset Boulevard in Las Vegas, Nevada.
You know what? It's time to go racing. Let's get her done!
Hi, I'm Daylin Woods. Welcome to Woods Family Sandwiches. I've always had a passion for food. When I lived in England, I owned my own restaurant. Then when we moved back to the United States, an opportunity came to open a sandwich shop, and I just wanted to get back into it. We have here at Woods Family Sandwiches wraps as well as salads and soups. We offer only the finest ingredients to our customers. We have Boar's Head meats and cheeses. We have fresh bread, fresh produce, great soups daily that we prepare for our customers, kosher whole pickles, Deep River Kettle One chips. We have a variety of wraps, or you can make any sub a wrap, any sub a salad. Come on in for our daily specials. We are located at 931 American Pacific, number 106, Henderson, or call us for your deliveries or pickups at 702-826-2230. Here at Woods Family Sandwiches, we're family owned and operated.
We are looking forward to seeing you.
Welcome back to Geeks Are Sexy. We have brought all of our guests back this week to talk about our panel discussion. We like to bring everyone together and talk about a theme or a topic. It's been great to learn about all of your businesses and events coming up, but this is where we can really have a real discussion for our audience about some of the things that are important to us. And this month we're going to talk about professionalism. So I'm going to kick it right over to you, Lindsay, and say, what is professionalism to you? What constitutes professional behavior? How do you know it when you see it?
Sure. So professionalism to us is something that we deal with every single day. It's something that we hold ourselves to a really high standard to make sure that we're exuding professional behavior, such as making sure we are in constant contact with our customers. So if they book an appointment with us, they receive, a text message from us letting us know, like, hey, we received it. We're good to go. We've accepted the appointment and we'll see you at this time. But that is also how I can in turn see if I'm getting a professional reaction from the customers, because they can let us know, yes, this appointment still works, no, it doesn't. I think sometimes just in our particular industry, cancellations are part of the game.
Absolutely.
So it's all about how customers handle that. So do you tell me 30 minutes beforehand, or do you tell me, a week in advance? And that way we can give someone else the opportunity to take that appointment. So professionalism is huge, and I think it also just kind of fits really nicely with what we do with professional headshots. It's something that, we want everyone to achieve, so we can help them with that.
Okay, cool. Sarah, I mean, you must run into this with, what we talked about in your segment was some of these clients aren't ready for the things you're offering them. How does that come about? How does that come across in professionalism?
Well, I think it's interesting because I kind of brought a stereotype to my own profession, thinking that, oh golly, if I'm going to be successful in this, I have to wear a suit and tie, I have to be all looking, and that's not who I am. So to me, professionalism, and I liked what you said in your segment about, maybe suit and tie is appropriate, but maybe, just a nice blouse or, something with a cuff or something like that, it's more of an attitude, and it's not an attitude of even who I am, but it's an attitude of how I treat you and how I treat you and you and each person individually. It's giving respect and an understanding for their particular issues, whatever those might be. That some people think that being on time is late, and some people think that being late is perfectly acceptable, and having that kind of grace to bring that in, but having a good set of standards for yourself, whatever that might be, and that's professionalism. That's very philosophical from a bookkeeper. Sorry.
And I loved your answer, both of you. One, yes, I do agree that it is adaptability, having adaptability, being able to adapt, which means you would have to do some research or understanding, get to know your client, potential client, whatever. So engagement, so being adaptable. And like you're saying, honest communication is number one. Integrity is number one. I think that if you're honest and you have integrity, then the professionalism is actually going to just come natural, because you are able. Listen, people are late, things do happen, but if you can communicate honestly, then maybe it's not such a bad thing. And so people forget about that. Maybe they are afraid, or maybe they're just not prepared. But I think it is what you're all saying. One, it's adaptability. It is honest communication, I think, is number one, and integrity. And I learned with the closing of the business how important not just honesty and communication but how important loyalty. So again, we talk a lot about customer service. People talk about customer service, and people talk about, I used to always hear the saying that your customer comes first. But I have to tell you, professionalism means you take care of your team, your company, your employees. Those are your first customers. And if you do that, then they have a way to know, you model it, and they know how to adapt, and they also know how to communicate honestly. So it's communication, and it's communication, honest communication, adaptability.
That's great. I know everybody in this room understands that it's not so much what happens to us that defines us, but how we react to it is really what defines us and sets the stage for what's coming up in our lives. When someone has treated you in an unprofessional way or has been unprofessional, because I truly believe professionalism isn't something you do, it's something you are.
Yes.
I truly believe that. When someone has been unprofessional or not professional to you, what are some of the ways you've reacted to that? How do you react to that?
That's great. It's a really good question. Would you like it?
That's why I've got the sheet of paper.
If you want to go first, if you have an answer, otherwise I can go.
You want to do? No,
sure.
go. Absolutely.
I will be honest. We all sometimes react badly, right? That happens. Sometimes somebody, we're caught on a bad day, we haven't had enough caffeine, and it's downhill from there. And, for me, I hope that the other person would understand. They have that choice to react, whether they do or don't. Same thing with me when someone else doesn't have caffeine, or we don't know what they've gone through. And to say, okay, what grace can I give them? How can I build a circle around them to maybe bring them back to a place where they can act professionally again? Give them that ability to do that, and come alongside of them and say, hey, yeah, I understand, this is frustrating, or hey, yeah, man, something's going on, tell me more about that. And then if I can keep my cool or professionalism, then they can regain theirs.
Awesome.
Yeah, and I was just going to say, so my degree is actually in communications, and one of the things we talk about is managing expectations. And sometimes I feel like what happens in whatever industry you're working in, people will violate your expectations. So you'll have in mind, this is how they're going to react because this is how I want them to, and they completely do the opposite. And so, like you said, it's all about how you handle that in that moment is what defines you, I think, as, I mean, the theme's professionalism. How professional are you to be able to handle that when your expectations have been completely violated? And the funny part is people always associate that with a bad thing, but sometimes it can be a really good thing. I think a lot of times they'll be apprehensive about things or afraid to, like you were talking in yours, you tell people stuff they may not want to hear. You know, no one wants to admit they've done something wrong, or maybe there's a way they could do it better. So if you have that conversation with somebody and they're excited and happy that you brought this to light, maybe no one's been honest before. That could violate your expectations in a positive way. So having, you know, that in the back of your head, that, you know, kind of walk in with, I don't really know what to expect. And then that way you're always sort of able to, you know, take it for what it is.
There's always a saying, you know, get to know the nature. And sometimes we don't want to accept what people are and who they are. So like you said earlier, we have certain expectations, but that could mean nothing, because if you get to know the person and who they are, maybe they never had intentions, or they're just not able to meet those expectations. And then things do happen. I just had a challenge, you know, a challenge with our company, and one of my former employees really violated the trust and proved to not be professional. He wore a mask, a very good mask, because he looks professional and seems professional. You know, this sometimes, like you said earlier, can make people think that you're professional, but the integrity side of it is the most important thing. So with that reveal, and I just ran into him, and it was interesting. That was the first time after the situation happened, but I had to say, and I mean this, congratulations on your success, and really extended my hand for a handshake. And that individual could not respond, did not look at me, did just really try to ignore the situation and walk past. And that to me is the biggest test of professionalism, integrity, and everything that we're talking about, the expectations. You can do everything that you can and everything that you should do, but it's still a two-way street. And like you said earlier, we're human, and we will forget, and we will lose and let the emotions in. But being professional, we do have a way, and we have a responsibility to stop and breathe. Stop and breathe, and not react, but to respond.
Well, that's great advice. And we could talk about this all day, but we're going to leave it right there. So very quickly, because we're getting the signal, we got to leave the studio. Sean, tell everyone where they can find the information about your event and your company.
Absolutely. So the event, once again, is Breathe Summit. It's the Breathe Health and Wealth Summit and Expo, and you can go to www.breathe, B-R-E-A-T-H-E, summit.com. You can reach out to me because, again, 5EM Global is a full-service marketing company, and we are producing this event. So we do strategic partnerships, full-service marketing, and event production. You can find me at Shawn, S-H-A-W-N, at 5, the number 5, amglobal.com. Thank you.
All right. Lindsay, how can everybody get to you?
Sure. So email would be fantastic. It's just Lindsay, Lindsay, at WeDoShots.com. But like I said earlier, we are on Facebook, so Facebook/WeDoShots. You can follow us at Instagram, or on Instagram at WeDoShots.
All right. Sarah?
Awesome. I'll keep it simple. You build the dream so I can keep the books. DreamBuilderBookkeeper.com. Or my phone number, since I gave it out earlier, 541-525-0380. It's on the website.
All right, awesome. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for joining us for our January show. Thank you all for being here and joining us for our January show. Come back the 4th Thursday of February, 28th? I don't know. I don't know. You guys are smart. You'll figure it out.
4th Thursday.
So, that's it. It is February.
Thank you for being here today. I'm Jason LeDuc. This is Geeks Are Sexy. We'll see you next month.
Gene Woods Racing Experience, named for the racing veteran and 3-time champion, packs big racing action into extremely fast, high-performance karts that